Welcome back to part 2 of my Mega Man NT Warrior review, fellow denizens of 2021. Man, how's about that milk crate challenge? That's pretty lit, right? So I may have goofed up a little. My original intention was to jump straight into Rockman EXE Stream, Beast, and Beast Plus, the second half of the NT Warrior series, but those episodes weren't ever dubbed into English. So, what's the big deal, right? Loads of shows aren't dubbed into English, just watch the sub. They hadn't been subbed either, or at least the final episodes of Beast Plus hadn't been subbed at the time, despite the show being over 15 years old. So, essentially, what I've done is I've spent the last year and a bit chilling in the Discord server of MegamanOnline.org. The only place on the internet where most of this show can even be found today. I tried not to be that guy, you know, the guy who just prods and keeps asking, so when are you releasing the fan-subbed episodes? There's only a few left. When do you want to release them? Are they done yet? Obviously, the fine folks at IHP have their own lives to live, and all the more power to them. But, in the end, my patience was rewarded. Take that, Duolingo! Yet again, I've staved off of learning any Japanese. Speaking of Duo, he sure does play a big role in this show, doesn't he? Boom! Flawless segue, 10 out of 10, let's go. Well, that sounds eerily similar to the Duke Nukem theme.
I've got balls of steel.
This series takes elements from Battle Networks 3, 4, 5, and Transmission, the GameCube game. How many of you remember that one? But naturally, it does its own thing story-wise because there's been so much anime plot that needs to be built off of at this point, and did that homeless man just fire a rocket launcher? What the fuck? So this episode begins with a comet approaching Earth, which Dr. Hikari worries could spell the arrival of Duo, who in the Battle Network canon is a powerful alien entity who dishes out judgment to unworthy planets. Basically a net navi god. That's the second VidAMs in a row where I watch an anime featuring football. What are the chances of that? Inazuma 11 must be steaming that I haven't got to it yet. Well, that's the most adorable kaiju I've ever done seen. Until Dr. Hikari establishes a dimensional area, Netto and Enzan are forced to stall, distracting the giant metal with their wits alone. This includes jacking into a crane and swinging around a steel girder as a weapon, which, honestly, really clever. I really like that. This is the closest thing we're ever going to get to a Watch Dogs anime, and I'm very okay with that. Once the area is established, ROCKNETTO and Blue Zenzan are able to delete the thing with ease. Size be damned, it is just a scrubby metal. But their heroic deeds are watched by this shadowy so-and-so. Before looking this guy up and realizing that he's actually just a previous villain now being puppeted by Forte, I assumed that he was the main villain of this series. Although, probably not one that excels in villain speeches. What he does, in fact, is snatch Rockman into a digital void, stopping him from returning to his personal terminal. This allows Forte to confront him directly. In order to put up a fight against an incoming calamity which threatens to wipe out humanity, keeping in mind that Mega Man as a series is clearly not afraid of wiping out humanity, Forte resolves to assimilate Rockman and become more powerful. On their way to rescue him, Netto and Enzan encounter the homeless NRA member from before, and this is where the stakes are properly raised. The homeless guy is revealed to be none other than Dr. Wily, who's gone full doomsday prepper, pointing out that the Earth has been deemed unworthy and that Duo is 100% raising it. And when you realise that Duo's two chosen frames of reference for humanity's goodness were Dr. Wily's adopted kids, who both became super evil, yeah, I kinda see why.
私はプローブに改造された2人の遺伝子の解読に成功し、デュオの超科学力をわずかだが垣間見ることができたのだ。
Super chemotherapy. A combination of words I never thought I'd ever read. Anyway, what's worse is that Dr. Regal knew about all this and actually accounted for it in his now thwarted evil plan.
人類を戦慄と恐怖で蹂躙する野望とは別に、デュオの接近を防ぐバリアの意味もあったのだ。
So, with very little left to live for, Wily gives Netto a can of juice and nopes right out of there, leaving the two to go and rescue Rockman before he's fully assimilated. You're probably wondering what this apocalypse could possibly look like. Well, in order to find out, let's watch Stream's finale. Episode 51, Towards a New Future. Forte clashes with Duo's envoy, while ROCKNETTO battles alongside the time-travelling Barrel, who fuses with his net-navi, Colonel. Let's just call them Colonel Barrel going forward. So, in wonderfully brutal fashion, Forte murders the shit out of and leaves, confident that Rockman can handle the apocalypse. However, before the main party can travel back in time to deal with Duo... Regal returns, being as powerful and omnicidal as ever. At this point, everyone fuses, one after another, in a sequence that goes on for 2 full minutes. I'm going to fudge all of their names together now. Circa, Bluzenzan and Mayroll, Jiley and Magla, Dark Shadow and Yuri Spike, Nenpalm, Princess Knight, Medmin and Dingo Hawk. And taking up most of this already very long transformation sequence, Colonel Barrel. Wow. Props to you for pulling all of that together and somehow forgetting to feature ROCKNETTO. It's alright, they're only the main character. Yeah, turns out Duo isn't having any of that bullshit. In fact, Earth? Nah. Delete it. Kill literally everybody. I've not seen the entire planet blown up in one of these reviews yet. Thanks, Mega Man Battle Network, I didn't think you'd have been the first. So our heroes find themselves in the void of space, where the lifeless, uncensored corpse of Dr. Regal floats lifelessly. What is this show? But more importantly, Duo is there to admonish the last remnants of humanity before atomizing them.
人類の欲望と憎悪は地球上にアステロイドを蔓延させ、結果人類は自ら地球の最後を早めたのだ。
The gang square up for one big final battle, and, funnily enough, they're all blown to fuck immediately. Duo doesn't care how many anime RPGs you've played, you can't actually punch God in the face and win. Don't be silly.
ナビたちよ。このデュオに忠誠を誓うか。
However, Duo is genuinely surprised to see all of the now unfused humans get back on their feet and square up again. Really giving it the old college try despite their freshly delivered curb stomp.
だから言ったろ。人間とナビは友達だって。友達を守るのは当たり前だろ。
計算外だ。
With Duo at a complete loss as to why the gang is still willing to fight, Barrel steps forward and offers to fuse with Duo, hopefully giving him some insight into humanity's capacity for love and compassion. And with the Colonel by his side, the three of them become a brand new godlike entity, who I'm going to call Colonel His first acts are unexploding the Earth and everybody on it, sending the gang back to the future, wiping most people's memory of their existence, and finally going on an adventure through the cosmos, doing whatever it is that bio-digital deities do for fun. I assume margaritas are involved. And so we move on to Season 4, Rockman.exe Beast, which is heavily based on Mega Man Battle Network 6. The opening episode, Beyondard, begins with ROCKNETTO, Bluesen-san, and Circa in a VR mission, absolutely stomping on an island full of viruses in a fashion that feels more like Mega Man X than Mega Man Battle Network. Man, why didn't we ever get a Mega Man X show? Meanwhile, returning villain, Bubbleman.exe, thaws out from a block of ice and finds a NetNavi baby, as well as a portal to another dimension that seems to be full of monstrous beast viruses. I know that was a lot to happen very quickly, but do try to keep up, it's only going to accelerate from here. So the new big threats in this season, straight from Battle Network 6, are the cyber beasts, Gregor the Wolf and Falzar the Phoenix. Although in this show, they're entities from this dangerous parallel world, Beyondard. But forget about them for a second. What are we doing about this digital baby? Okay, scratch that. Baby shenanigans can wait. A whole bunch of people are currently being murdered. Oh shit! Well, aside from all the collateral damage, I guess this is a self-solving problem. The Phoenix can kill the wolf, we can create a giant digital lizard to kill the Phoenix, a Chinese needle snake to deal with the lizard, and finally a snake-eating cyber gorilla who in the winter will simply freeze to death. Okay, I guess minimizing casualties is also a good option. However, the dueling beasts then take their battle into the internet, forcing Rockman to set aside the baby and hop in by himself. What the hell was that? Well, it's quite simple really. With the power of Baby Trill, Rockman, and by extension ROCKNETTO, are able to beast out. And with said power, they spend the next 24 episodes exploring the mysterious parallel universe and defeating the evil forces therein. But unfortunately, even Beast Mode wasn't enough to stop ROCKNETTO's greatest enemy yet, a force beyond their comprehension. A limited budget and limited production time! A lot of what I'm about to say is just speculation based on release dates, so do tell me if I'm wrong. But Battle Network's distant sequel and spiritual successor, Mega Man Star Force, was due for a tie-in anime by Xebec, much like this show. But Xebec was still knee-deep in Beast at this point, and were probably told by Capcom to get on with it and wrap things up. You have a new game to make a show about. And so, the final season of Rockman.exe, Beast Plus, was created, boasting 25 10-minute long episodes, no opening or closing credits, a simplified art style, and a plot based on Phantom of Network, a Japan-only mobile phone game that I didn't even know existed until today. Bafflingly, most people were a little disappointed by Beast Plus, and it faded into such obscurity that most free anime streaming sites don't even feature it. Also, I've heard, purchase your media legally, kids.
Don't copy that floppy.
So with that, let's watch Beast Plus's final episode, Netto plus Rockman. And yes, I am just kind of lumping Beast and Plus together. If you're not going to come up with a whole new word, I'm just going to treat it like it's the same season. The show's final villain, an evil entity named Cash, gleefully absorbs everything on Earth as data, including a bunch of our beloved heroes. Baby Trill, now old enough to talk, arrives to wake the boys up from within Cash, allowing them to fuse once again. In a last-ditch attempt to defeat ROCKNETTO, Cash messes with their heads by attacking them with corrupted versions of their friends. But after running Windows cleanup in tandem with the power of friendship.dll, Cash is deleted.
Arigato, Rockman.
And that was Megaman.exe's complete anime run after 2 years of reviewing. It started strong, reached some genuinely cool high points, but then petered out near the end over what I can only assume were Capcom-imposed mandates. I'm sorry if the ending of this video seemed so very sudden and hastily wrapped up, but I think it's only fair that if Xebec had to rush the ending in order to move on to Star Force the very next week, then so should I. Oh no, I have so much shit to do already. I did not think this through. Thank you to Anonymous, Cassie Belmont, Dan Brown, Fitzwilliam Ramsbottom, Neve Calderwood, Pixel Pusher, Ravi Poodle, Shameboy, Thomas Walker, and Tomb Pirate. I have to go do some scripting right now. Bye everyone!